War against shelter poverty throughout the new social housing program by the JLP government. And this is a recipient, a welcome recipient, Miss Joan Douglas, a God-fearing Christian lady who loved her daughter dearly. But tragedy struck when she suffered a major stroke and another during the year of 2020. I'm sorry to say, but Miss Joan Douglas was living in a condition like this, and she had suffered a recent stroke. That means that she was unable to fend for herself independently, so the burden was on her daughter alone. Sadly, she had to quit her job just to take care of her mom living in this type of condition. But luckily, she reached out to her MP, and in response to this tragic of a situation, the Prime Minister stepped in throughout his new social housing program and take her out of this living condition and put her in a supple, sustainable, modernized house throughout the new social housing program. Now, this is something to talk about, regardless of the negatives that is beyond it. Listen.
My name is Jordy Mason, and this is my mother, Joan Douglas, the recipient of this beautiful home provided by the government of Jamaica. Words can't really explain how grateful and thankful we are for this beautiful house. I mean, compared to where we're coming from, this is like a dream come true, especially for my mother. I can remember that old house. It was very old. I hated it so bad. The ceiling was leaking. The boards, them start malice one another, them start separate from each other. When rain fall, my kitchen a leak, my outside bathroom, I have to go way up one ale in a night. Man, it was just horrible. It was a very poor, sticky condition. And then my mother got sick. It wasn't good for her. It wasn't sanitary at all.
And this move by the JLP government, based on the living condition that Miss Joan Douglas was going through, the community rallied behind this approach by the government. Love this. This one is a very touching one from Andrea. Listen to her situation and listen how this initiative bring benefits and bring solace to her mindset, her mind space. And a lot of Jamaicans can relate to the story that she's about to tell us. Yes, people, listen carefully. God bless.
My living condition was very difficult, so at times I was so embarrassed that a father for 10 years and we weren't in a relationship. So at times I was so embarrassed. When he would say to me that I should find somewhere, I'm so happy for that day when I went to Mr. Warmington office.
So tell us what you're going to do with your new house.
Well, I'm so happy that I'm going to have a wonderful Christmas with my two kids and my background.
You want to put up some Christmas lights?
Yeah. So,
Well, look, we're very pleased that we're able to facilitate the transformation in your life, and especially in time for Christmas. Yes. And I'm sure all of Jamaica is celebrating with you. I'm very happy for you and see that you are genuinely deserving of this benefit.
yeah.
Also, meet Miss Jacinet Hines. Miss Jacinet Stewart Hines was living in a condition that was somewhat, unacceptable. And she expressed her gratitude to this initiative, the new social housing initiative that had provided her with a 2-bedroom house. And it was elated, it was an emotional moment for her, considering she knows her struggles, her situation, and to have something like this come true for her. And it's not only beneficial for her also, but also for our kids and our grandkids.
Thanks a lot for this dwelling. I've been anticipating it and now it has come true. Thanks to the social housing program. Thanks a lot. And it didn't take long for the house to be completed. So I thank God for that. Welcome to my new house.
So this initiative, we can say, is more likely generational. A house is more likely a generational thing that passed down from one parents to another. This is why this initiative should be lauded, applauded, and to be continued, because it is a war on shelter poverty. It is a war against poverty as a whole. It is to bring improvements to person's life who cannot fend for themselves. And it's one of the most holistic approach by this government to improve people quality of life, and the emotional impact that this has on persons who are receiving it is overwhelming and wholesome. And I do not understand why they try to fight this initiative, coming with their bullshit rhetoric, considering how much lives this initiative has touched and how much life this initiative has improved, how much burden it has lifted from backs of persons who cannot fend for themselves or are depending on persons to fend for them. Come on. 100 Holness people. One love. And remember to share this so it can reach out to the 4 corners of the earth, because as we said, there's a war on progress, there's a war on productivity, there's a war on Jamaica betterment, there's a war on Jamaica social status, and there's a war on Jamaica from becoming a first world country. So share this, subscribe people for more. God bless, and we are gonna continue the fight. And we know that we will win. Just like Bob Marley said, we are confident in the victory. You have good over evil. Subscribe, guys. Bless. Love.
Jamaicans who would not have been able to afford a shelter for themselves. And this has provided a house for many Jamaicans who are living in very poor conditions. So not only on behalf of Andrea and the people in Southwest St. Catherine, but the entire Jamaica, to thank you for the idea and for executing it, that people can benefit from it.
My living condition